What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more ska, and we're back with a tune from, again, one of my all-time favorite bands, despite their very short lifespan. We're going to listen to another tune by Operation Ivy. Shout out to them, shout out to the former members who have, showed up in different musical projects over the years. I mentioned it before, I'm a big fan of Jesse Michaels, just his lyrics and sort of the passion and ideas that he infused in this band's all too small catalog. Just really resonates with me and the way I see the world, and indeed, listen to lyrics by Operation Ivy and Propaganda and Bad Religion and so on were some of the influences that helped shape my views as I got older. I mentioned it before, it's not like I just took a lot of the ideas from these songs and instantly, accepted them as perfectly valid without any thought on my own. But again, when you're listening to songs and ideas in them, they are stewing in your brain and you begin to consider them. So again, Operation Ivy and bands like Propaganda, Dead Kennedys, Bad Religion were huge influences on the person I have grown to be as an adult. So like I said, it was a very short-lived band, but I absolutely, love that it did exist for as long as it did. We're going to listen to a tune called Sound System, second song on their Energy album, the only album they put out, studio album. And again, this is a compilation which includes the Energy album, the Hectic EP, and then some material they did for a Turn It Around compilation. But yeah, this song is called Sound System. As far as I remember reading at some point, it's basically Jesse Michaels talking about music and the way in which it's a huge part of his life and a passion of his life, and the way that he always would have some music playing, and that, when dealing with the brutalities and the sort of setbacks and the despairing sort of information that comes from seemingly all corners of the world, the one sort of refuge from that, the one sort of mental and sort of temporal space where that could be at least parried and pushed away for just a little bit, just a little moment, is when you're listening to music. And so, it's him talking about how, at different points in his day, music can inspire him, it can give him a little boost. Now, he makes a point to say that, the moment the song's done, everything out in the world is still shit, and it really doesn't change much. But it does inspire, it can make you feel better, it can sort of alleviate the constant brutality of this world. And also, I like the choice of the word sound system. I think it's actually written as two words. Where's the album? Let me see to make sure I'm right about that. Yeah, it's written as two words, but as a one word concept. It sort of goes back to Jamaican original ska culture and reggae culture, and when, which I think goes all the way back to the 40s, although I think in the earliest days the sound systems were playing American rhythm and blues, but eventually they started playing more local music, and it became this thing where eventually it wasn't even so much that people wanted to hire actual musicians to play a concert. They'd rather have a sound system with a DJ or a selecta and an MC or a toaster, and they would sort of, play different sounds and different combinations of records, and it would be very popular. And then eventually there were rival sound systems, and it was sort of, which one do you like better, which one throws the better party. So just using the phrase sound system does speak to ska history and tradition and heritage, which I like. And again, I like the idea, because again, as you maybe can tell when it comes to techno, punk rock, classical music, jazz, hip hop, Iron Maiden, music is the biggest part of my life in terms of, I do a lot of things in my social life. I do play a little bit of video games. I read a lot. I talk about politics. I write about politics. I work as an editor. I tutor. I do all sorts of things. But the one constant in all of that is music. When I'm working, I often have music on. When I get a free moment from the jobs that I'm doing, I'm mixing records or reacting to tunes. Music is just the quintessential part of my life in terms of keeping me sane and keeping me inspired and trying to be a better person. So for me, I totally understand what this song is talking about, that music is this one refuge. It's the one, to my mind, it's, if we could show an alien species, here's one thing we've done. Okay, the scientific method as, an intellectual methodology, might be the first thing. But second, it'd be music. We are creative. We use sort of mathematical rhythms, but with emotion and with creativity, and we create these things called songs or pieces or tracks, and they inspire people who then do other things out in the world, whether the musical world or the social world and so on. So yeah, music is just immensely important to me. So I've always enjoyed this song because it's a celebration of what music can be. And even if that is, in a particular moment, just a momentary refuge, a momentary break from the brutality of life, even that is a wonderful purpose. And the fact that it does inspire people and it does make other people want to create and do their own and put their own stamp on the world and, you know, try to affect positive change. It's a fantastic thing. So with all that ado, here we go. This is from the 1990 album Energy, Operation Ivy, Sound System. You gotta skank a little bit, right? Music more than just sound. That you're gonna have to go. You always know that you'll be back in the cold. It's only temporary, changing nothing in its way. Cause it can't change anything. What it is, what it is, what it is to be free. To resist despair is what it is in this world to be free. Maybe a depressing comment, but one that you can still rally behind. Time to start running. Music by my side, skating to the rhythm of the music by my side. Hey, goosebumps. I heard this song like 1,000 times. One more time through. Amazing. That hit me even better than I remembered. Again, you know, I've been listening to Operation Ivy and a lot of other bands for going on 30 years now, but, you know, I go in cycles and there'll be certain bands that for a couple months I'm listening to them a lot and then, oh shoot, I haven't listened to them in a while and so on. And yeah, I hadn't listened to that one in a while. It was really fantastic. I love it. I love the message. I love the vibe. It's, you know, it does have that, come on, pick you back up. Like, even if it's just for the, you know, 3 minutes that we're listening to this song, you know, try to, you know, dispel and resist that despair, because that's what it means to be free and to be alive. I love it. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any other Operation Ivy songs I haven't reacted to yet. I think I've done Here We Go Again. I did The Crowd. I did Bank Shot. I think there's one that I'm forgetting. Oh, Sleep Long. I did Sleep Long. I still think there's another one I'm forgetting. But regardless, I've done maybe 6 or 7 now, 5 or 6. But, you know, obviously there's like 27 on this compilation album. And there's actually a few other songs that weren't on this album, like Plea for Peace is the one that I always think of. And I have that on my computer. I don't remember like what EP I ripped it from. But nevertheless, do let me know if there's another Operation Ivy song you'd like to hear. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. Have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.